we covered till now the various parsers, various parser operations. Now it's time to identify the next topic. Shift reduce and reduce residual conflict that may arise during the execution of the compiler, that parser generation. So we identified various top-down and the bottom-up parsers. As part of the bottom-up parsers, basically the bottom-up parsers are shift reduce parsers. In order to perform the shift and reduce operations, we are constructing a parser table. The parser table we identified for each and every terminal or non-terminal and on various states, whether the next action is either reduce or shift. Okay. Based on these shift reduced operations, we are constructing the parser table. During these actions, it may be possible that various conflicts may arise. At that particular time, we don't know whether the next action is whether we need to shifting the input symbol onto the stack, or whether we need to reduce or whenever we identified a handle identified on the top of the stack. That means replacing the top of the stack with the left side of the production, right? So this we need to identify today, and we need to conclude this particular parser operation with the finally difference between LR0 and LR1 canonical collection of item sets. Right. The topic is now shift reduced conflicts, various shift reduced conflicts. That shift reduced conflict is the most common type of conflict that may be found in the grammars. It is because that the grammar allows a rule to be reduced for a particular token. A grammar may allow to reduce for a particular token, but at the same time, the grammar may allow another rule by another rule. It may be for shifting for some token. With some rule, it is allowing for the reduction, but with some other rule, it may allow for shifting the operation. Okay, so but we can do only either shift operation or reduced operation at a particular time. Generally, we can reach the given string of the token successfully. Okay. If the grammar is allowing on one rule shift, on another rule reduce, then we can say the grammar is ambiguous. Okay, because we are interpreting the next operation in more than one way. This error may cause by recursive grammars definitions, the recursive grammar definitions, where the system cannot determine when one rule is complete, another rule is just started. Okay, right. Now, this is in particularly, say for example, in the SLR tables or LALR table or CLR tables, it is containing more than one entry in the parser table. So, for example, in the above table, the number of states are from I0 to I6. The terminal symbols are A, B, and dollar, and non-terminal symbols are A and S. But here we are getting exactly one entry for each pair of that row and column pair. Or exactly we are having only one entry for each and every row and column pair, as there is no conflict. But for example, if any pair of the row and column, that means the state and terminal or non-terminal, if you are getting more than one entry, either more than one shift action or a shift and reduced action, then we can call it as a conflict. Okay, so That means if the both shift and reduce actions are identified in the same entry, then the parsing processing algorithms consider the entry. It identifies more than one, either shift and reduce and reduce, or shift and shift. Okay, then it leads to a conflict. What is the meaning of this conflict? We don't know whether we can select a shift operation or reduce operation. What is the if the any particular entry contains more than one entry? So, for example, here I0 and A, we are having only S3. Instead of this S3, it may contain S3 and R1 or R2 also. Say, for example, in the same entry. Okay, then that particular thing we are calling it as a conflict. We don't know whether we need to follow S3 or we need to follow S1. Right. So, for example, here we are taking the LALR. We are taking look ahead set for the algorithm to determine when to reduce or when to shift. When the parsing is complete, that is, it finishes the last symbol. LALR reduces the rule for each token in the set. Okay, if the set that means whenever we are finding a handle on the top of the stack, we are reducing to the we are applying to the reduce operation, reduce it to the left side of the parser. Okay, this information is stored as a series of reduce actions in LALR states. When the token is read by LALR algorithm, it looks up the token in the current state and then performs the associated action. Okay. If an entry exists here in the particular table as shift action, the system will push the token on an internal stack and jump to the specified state. If the entry is reduced action, if the entry is reduced action in this mode, the associated rule is reduced. The right side of the production is replaced by the left side of the production. Okay, and pass it to the developer, whatever it may be. If the token is not found in the particular state column, that is particular state, and a corresponding terminal or non-terminal, then it is executing a syntax error, or it raises a syntax error, or syntax error will be occurred. Okay, right. So the look ahead set normally be only one action for any given state. So, for example, whenever we are executing a statement in any programming language, if it is identified as a word while, then only one entry for the while will be executed. That means it looks for the condition. Okay, whenever it founds a while, it has to identify a condition. If instead of condition, if it is identified anything else, then it is a conflict. So a shift reduced action therefore will be caused when the system does not know whether it has to shift or reduce on the next action for a given token. Okay, for a given token, what is the next action, whether it is a shift or reduce? If it doesn't know, then it identifies a shift reduce conflict. We'll see with an example now. Okay, we are having a set of grammar. After identifying the rightmost derivation for this, we are implementing a rightmost derivation for this particular grammar. Okay, we are having a canonical collection of these items. Okay, the given item is ID plus ID to ID. How you are executing this particular thing is we are starting with the first production E derives E plus E. If you are applying the rightmost derivation by replacing each and every terminal at the rightmost position, okay, or non-terminal from the rightmost position, and finally we are reaching to the our required input string. Okay, this is called as the rightmost derivation. Okay, right there. So these operations will elaborate and we'll see using the parser implementation using a stack. So we given you in the last classes how we are implementing a shift reducer parser using stack. In that implementation, we are having an input string, a stack, then we are creating a table. Based on this particular table, by consulting this particular table, based on a particular state and a particular input symbol, okay, or by consulting the top of the stack with an input symbol and consulting the parser table, we are identifying what action we need to perform on the next step. So, for example, if the table contains a shift operation, the next input symbol is pushed onto the top of the stack. If the table contains register entry, okay, that means R1, R2, R3, R4, or anything, it replaces the handle on the top of the stack by non-terminal. If the table contains accept, then it indicates successful completion of the parsing. We got this ID plus ID into ID. If the table does not contain any entry on a particular state and input symbol, okay, then we are identifying it as a syntax error, or the parser discovers a syntax error and calls an error recovery routine. Okay, and also we identified at the bottom of the stack contains only dollar or end marker, or initially stack contains end marker dollar sign. Similarly, the end of the input string is marked by the end marker dollar sign. Right. Now, once again, before moving to this particular thing, we identify what is the meaning of handle. We identified a handle previously nothing but it is the right side of the production. Okay, right side of the production, which is available on the top of the stack. So informally, a handle of a string is nothing but it is a substring that matches the right side of the production and whose reduction to the non-terminal on the left-hand side of the production presents one step along the reverse of rightmost derivation. Okay, that means simply nothing but a handle is nothing but right side of some production that can be replaced by left side of the production. Okay, right. But the only thing is not every substring matches right side of the production. Okay, production rule is a handle. The only thing is from the complete subset of the right side of the production, we are identifying as a handle. So the right side of the handle or right side of the production is nothing but right central form of some grammatical rule. For example, alpha b w is a production rule. A derives beta, and the position of gamma where the string beta may be found and replaced by A to produce the previous right sentential form. Previous right sentential form in rightmost derivation of the production. What is the meaning of right sentential form? The right sentential form is nothing but while we are deriving the various rules, okay, the each and every previous position, whatever we can identify is nothing but a right sentential form. Whenever we are identifying any particular right sentential form on the particular right side of a production, then we can replace it with the left side of the production. Okay, the string W to the right side of the handle contains only terminal symbols. It contains only the terminal symbols that can be replaced by this one. Okay. Now we'll see that we identified a handle that can be replaced or registered to the left side of the production, and we are identifying a shift symbol that can be shifting from the input string onto the stack. Okay, right. So I given you the previous that grammar. Now using this is using the right sentential form. It is using the right sentential form. We'll see how it will this implementation of these right sentential forms will be a work using the stack that or we can identify using the stack. Right. So let this is we are having a stack initially contains a dollar sign and the given input string is id plus id into id and by and marker dollar sign. Okay, this is the given input grammar. Okay, this is indicating the parse tree. This is indicating the parse tree. If the operations, you produce operations on the stack will be successfully implemented, the given grammar should be derived to the start symbol. Okay, then we can say the grammar is executed without any problem. Otherwise, we can say there is an error and error handler routine will take care of this particular thing. Right. Now, this, whatever I am explaining you, it is not the shift reduce parser only, but I am now explaining you the where we are getting the shift reduce conflicts. Shift reduce conflicts. So initially, after consulting the top of the stack and the input symbols, the top of the stack is containing only dollar sign and input is containing some set of terminals. Input is containing some set of terminals. What action we can perform? We can perform okay on dollar sign. Okay, the input symbol is ID. We can simply issue this particular ID under the stack. So we got ID on the top of the stack. Now we are having a production. After seeing this particular production, F derives ID is there. ID can be handled. ID can be handled using the reduced uh, production. Using the production that can be reduced, F derive ID. So ID is a handle because ID is available on right side of some production. ID is available on right side of some production. So we can treat this ID as handle. We can treat this ID as handle. Okay, right. So the handle can be replaced by left side of the production. Left side of the production is F4. So the next action we chosen is reduced by F derives ID. So in the next step, what happens? ID is replaced by F4. The remaining input symbol is input on the input string is press ID multiply ID dollar. Okay, right. Then we are having one more production. F can be reduced to T. Okay, we identified this particular thing. Okay, for replacing this F by T. Okay, then the next operation we chosen is a reduced operation, right? So the reduced operation F is replaced by T now. Now there is no production. Okay, the T can be directly replaced and we will get the required inputs in the E. Okay, if you replace this T by E, even though we are having a production, then it goes to a conflictor because still we are having input on the input string, but we are reaching to the particular thing. Okay, still we that means we are having the two options also. Okay, right. So here also we choose even we identified that T can be replaced to E. Here also we identified a reduced operation. Okay, right. So for example, here in this particular step, still we are having a input on the input string, but start symbol is also on the top of the stack. Right. Now we will see. We can consult whether we can do anything or not. Right. So simply we are having a rule E derives E plus T. So even though we are having E here, by using one more production, we can continue. We can continue. By using one more production, E derives E plus T, we can continue. Right. So we chosen here is shift operation. Shifting means simply the next input symbol is shifted onto the stack. Right. Now stack is containing E plus, input is containing ID into ID dollar. Then by using this other production, by saving this particular production, we can shift ID also on that stack. So we shifted that ID also on the stack. Now input contains only multiplication sign, multiplier and ID dollar, but the stack containing E plus ID. Now we identified ID can be replaced by F, okay, because we need to go to the T. First we replace this ID by F, then we replace this F by T. Finally we are getting E plus T. Okay, if you are identifying this particular thing, okay, by you can shift this particular thing, you can shift this particular thing. Here I made the shift is the red color so that we can highlight in the one more type of operation. Okay. Here the thing is we are having E plus P that we identified on the right side of some production, right side of the production. Okay. That there is a possibility of reducer also. There is a possibility of reduce also because E plus P is a valid handle. E plus P is a valid handle. By using some production, E derives E plus P. E plus P can be reduced to E also. But we identify we prefer an operation shift only. We are not recognize it as a handle. We are not recognizing as a handle, but instead of this particular thing, we identified one more possible operation shift. Be careful. In this particular case, we are having the two options. One is reducing V plus T to E. Another option is shift operation, shifting this multiplication sign onto the stack. Now here in this particular case, we choose a shift. Here we in this particular case we choose the operation shift. Okay, right. If you choose the shift, what happens? We'll see now. Okay, we shifted this multiplication sign onto the stack. Then we identified ID and the input. Then we chosen for shift operation. We are not having any other option also. So we shifted ID also onto the top of the stack. Then by seeing this ID, we want finally this E plus T. Okay, and we can do this multiplication sign T into F. So we replaced this ID with F. We are identified T into F. T into F is also a valid handle. On the right side of the T, there is T into F production. So we reduced this T into F by T. So we got E plus T. Then E plus T is finally reduced to E. We can identify E plus T as a handle using the first production unit of E plus T. So that it becomes E plus T becomes E. Finally, it is a starting production E, and also input string doesn't contain anything except dollar. By the rule, if the input string contains only dollar sign and stack contains dollar and the start symbol, then that particular state is called as accept state. Okay, so here the thing is we identified the two options. We choose one option in this particular step. Now we choose instead of the shift operation. What happens if you choose reduced operation? That we'll see now. Instead of this till this particular step, all the steps are same, but we deviated here. We deviated here. Okay, if you deviated here, okay, E plus T by reduced operation, E plus T is reduced by E now. In the previous case, this E, even though E plus T can be reduced, but we chosen the shift because we chosen the shift operation. We successfully passed to the E operation that we identified here in this particular pass field. Now, in the other options, we identified instead of shift operation, we chosen the reduced operation. If you use the reduced operation, this E plus T by using this particular first production, okay, by using the first production, E plus T is replaced by E. Then the stack is containing multiplication ID and dollar. Then we are having the only one operation we need to shift. We shifted this multiplication sign onto the stack. Then once again we using the shift operation we shifted this remaining input terminal ID onto the stack. Okay. After seeing this ID, we can utilize this reduced operation. Okay. This ID is reduced by f derives ID. Okay. ID is replaced by f. F derives ID. Okay. F derives ID. Right. So finally, after performing this reduced F derives by ID is replaced by F, what is the input stream? E into F. Okay. We need to identify whether E into F is available or not. Okay. Only the thing is we can replace this T by F. Okay. We are having E plus T is available, but we are not having E into T is not available in any production on any right side of the production. The only thing is you can do T can be replaced by F. You can replace T into replaced by F, but even though then what happens? It becomes T into F, T E into F. E into F is also not available. Okay, E into T is not available. E into F is not available. Okay, so after this particular step, if you identified instead of shift, if you identified reduced operation, by all means, we are getting either E into T or E into F. By all means, we are getting E into T or E into F. Okay, so it is leading to error. It is leading to error. Up to this particular thing, we able to do. After this particular thing, E is there, multiplication sign is there, T is there. If necessary, we can replace this T with F also. But in the particular thing also, only thing is E followed by plus is available, but E followed by multiplication, then whether it is a T or F, there is no production is available. Then it is leading into the error. Okay. Whether this point here, whether the operation to be performed by reduced operation or operation to be performed by shift operation is called as shift reduced conflict. If you are taking one option, we are successfully completed. If you are taking the other option, we failed. Okay, this conflict is called as shift reduced conflict. This shift reduced conflicts we eliminated using that look ahead symbols. Using look ahead symbols by means of LR1 canonical sets, because this shift reduced conflict we are getting in LR0, because we don't know what is the next step. Okay, right. This is called as shift reduced. Whether we need to perform shift operation, whether we need to perform reduced operation. Right. We are having one more conflict. Okay, the that handle will be available on the right side of some production. For that particular production also, the right side of the handle or handle can be replaced by two different productions, because same right side is available in more than one production. Same right side is available in more than one production. Okay, that possibility are also there. That particular possibility is called as reduce conflict. Previously, we are having a doubt whether we need to perform shift operation or whether we need to perform reduced operation. Okay, that also we'll see now. Okay, a reduced conflict, whether to be reduced by first production or whether to be reduced by second production. That is the meaning of this conflict, reduced conflict. A reduce error is caused when grammar allows two or more different rules to be reduced at the same time. Two or more number of rules can be reduced at the same time for the same token or handle. Okay, when it happens, the grammar becomes ambiguous since the program can be interpreted in more than one way. Can be interpreted in more than one way. Means sometimes it can be go in favor of production number one. Sometimes it goes into the favor of production number two. This error can be caused when the same rule is reached by more than one path. Okay. That we'll see with the example. A reduce conflict occurs if there are two or more rules that apply to the same sequence of input. Once again, in one way, another way, a reduced residual conflict occurs if there are two or more rules that apply for the same sequence of input. Okay, because we are pushing the same sequence of input onto the stack, but now we are having more than one rule is available. This is usually indicates a serious error in the grammar. Okay, right. So here, particularly the erroneous attempts to define a sequence of zero or more word groupings. Zero or more word groupings. Right. Now, in particularly this, we identify when you are identifying the look ahead symbol, like the look ahead set, whatever we are identifying. Once again, we'll go through this particular thing. The look ahead set is used by LLR construction algorithms to determine when to reduce a particular rule. When a parsing is complete, that means when it is identified right side of the production or handle on the top of the stack, LR algorithm reduces the rule for each token in the set. Okay, this information is stored as a series of reduced actions in LALR state or LALR parser table. Okay, right. When the token is read by the LRLR or LALR algorithm, it looks up token in the current state and then performs the associated action. Okay, so we are having the LR0 items, LR1 items. LR0 items are indicated by shift reducer parser or SLR parser or simple LR parser. LR algorithms or CLR algorithms are using LR1 sets, okay, and it is containing the LR parsing table, okay, right. So the thing is, we can identify the handle on the top of the stack, or we can identify the entries in the LALR or LR parsing table, okay, right. If an entry exists, the shift action, the system will push token onto the top of the stack. If the table is containing the reduced action, the associated reduce rule will be applied. Okay, otherwise it is indicating the syntax error for reduce also. Okay, reduce conflict also, right? So shift reduce parser is what we are doing here. Say for example, once again, to re-identify what actions we perform, the stack and the input is having some input. Okay, the if the parser table is containing the shift action, we are shifting onto the stack. Say for example, the stack is containing something and the input is containing something, and the action is to reduce A derives A, the A or B derives A, the A will be replaced by right side of the production, because here you identify we are having the two rules. A derives terminal A or B non-terminal B derives terminal A. This handle we are observing on right side of two rules. This handle we are observing on right side of two rules. Now we need to know whether we need to perform or replace this A with A or replace this A with this B. Okay. The only thing is, if you are identifying a given grammar, C derives AB. Finally, we need to get on the top of the stack AB. We are having the rules A derives A and B derives A. If and only if the first symbol on the top of the stack is A, then we can shift this A onto the top of the stack. Then we can replace it B. Then only we can get AB on the top of the stack. Otherwise, we'll stuck. Otherwise, we struck. This is the particular thing. Okay. The thing is, if the grammar is given grammar is C derives AB, finally we need to get C. The stack must contain AB on the top of the stack. Okay, because it is having only a couple of things. Okay, we are having one A is shifted onto the top of the stack. One A is on the input string. Now the thing is, after seeing this particular thing, we identified a handle, but with this particular handle, we are having the two productions. Definitely, we can use a shift action also, but we can do reduced operation also. Even if you are using the reduced operation, you can replace A with non-terminal A, or we can replace non-terminal B. What happens if you reduce with B, top of the stack contains B, or next shift and reduce, the A can be reduced either A or B, the combination becomes BA or BB, BA or BB, but our required thing is AB only. Our required thing is AB only. If and only if this A is reduced by A, if and only if this A is reduced by A, then only we can get AB on the top of the stack. Here we are having the two options, two reduced actions are possible. Two reduced actions are possible. This A can be replaced by, or this A can be reduced using the production A derives A, or this A can be reduced using the production B derives A. But if you are using the second production, it leads to failure. If you are using this first production A derives A, then we may reach it to the successful. Okay, this is called as shift conflict. Shift conflict. When you identify more than two or more shift operations are possible on the same input stream, then it is called as shift conflict. Okay. Now, briefly, we identified a couple of points related to comparison between LR0, LR1, LALR1, and CLR1. LR0 is nothing but a part of this SLR1, nothing but LALR1, or nothing but CLR1. Okay, right. If there is no RR conflict in CLR1, then there may not be having any RR conflict in the LALR also. If there is no SR conflict, okay, in CLR1, then there is no SR conflict in LALR1 also. Okay, the number of states in SLR and LALR are same. Go to moves are identical, shift moves are identical, reduced moves may different, else point one will never be satisfied. Okay, okay, only reduced moves may be different in SLR and LALR. Right. In LALR and CLR both uses LR1 items. LALR and CLR both uses LR1 items. I will show what is the once again the table. What is the meaning of LR1 and LR0? LALR and CLR both uses LR1 items. LR0 and SLR1 both uses LR0 items. Okay, so that is one more thing we need to remember. Okay, one more thing we need to remember. LALR and CLR both uses LR1 items. LR0 and SLR uses LR0 items. So the only difference between LR0 and SLR1 is the extra ability to help decide which action to perform when there are conflicts that will be possible in SLR. Okay, right. So because of this, any grammar can be parsed by LR0 parser, can be parsed by SLR1 parser, but SLR, whatever the grammars we are passing through SLR1 cannot be passed through LR0. Be careful. That is one more thing. Or the main differences of CLR as compared to the SLR is having extra information for deciding reduced moves. What is the extra information that CLR contains when compared to the SLR? CLR contains extra information for deciding reduced moves. That means to avoid the reduced conflict as compared to using only follow sets. As compared to follow sets. Okay, right. The SLR is containing only follow sets. In addition to this particular thing, CLR is containing some more information when to use the reduced moves. CLR1 stores extra information in each state. Okay, CLR1 stores extra information in each state. Okay, this extra information is the set of valid terminals This extra information is set of valid terminals which can cause a reduced move. Okay, that I will show you once again in the next slide. Okay, the set of valid terminals will be a subset of the follow A. Okay, the set of valid terminals is based on the subset of follow A, where A is left hand side of the production used for the reduction, left hand side of the production used for reduction, or storing extra information that can lead to more number of states in SLR1 as compared to SLR1. Okay, we finally will see what is the difference between LR0 items and SLR0 items. And if say for the same set of this same grammar, the I0 is generally representing augmented grammar for the given production. If you are removing the S bar production, the remaining productions are representing the given grammar. The S bar production is giving the augmented grammar, and we are using the with the dot items. Okay, canonical set of items to indicate what is the next input symbol to be processed. Okay, so LR this looking at the LR0 states. LR0 for SLR1 and LR are both are same. Okay, but when come to the LALR, okay, CLR, we are getting extra information with each and every production indicating when to reduce. This information is for when to reduce. Okay, based on the follow symbols. Based on the follow symbols are included in LR items. Okay, this is called as LR1 items. These are LR0 items. That these two are same. LR0 items for LR0 and SLR parsers are both are same. Okay, whereas it is difference in LALR and CLR. This LALR, CLR indicating extra input symbols representing the follow of the left side of the production, which indicates for when to reduce. We are using this for reduced entries, R1, R2, R3 entries, be careful. Okay, right. Then what is the difference between these LR1 items in LALR parser and the CLR parser? In the CLR parser, we are having the complete set of states, where LALR we are having the reducer set of states. Okay, remaining everything is same. So for example, in the CLR, I3 and I6 both are having the same productions, but different additional input symbols. We merged this L3 and L6, and we are calling as I36. We added these two sets of symbols for each and every production. Similarly, 47, I4 and I7 are both are having the same productions but different input symbols. We mentioned here. Similarly, 8 and 9 we mentioned here. It is reduced set of productions. The LR0 in the CLR, it is complete set of productions. Okay, this is the difference between LR0 and LR1 items. The right side productions are LR1 items, whereas the left side are LR0 items. Okay, that is the difference between all these parsers and LR0 and